Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. Hello everyone, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest is Carol Baxter. She is a yoga teacher, speaker, and author based in Whitby, Ontario. How you doing, Carol? Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here.
Hey, Brad. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be part of my movement or collective. I appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
Well, let's jump right in. You are a yoga teacher, a speaker, an author, and an energy healer. You've also traveled the globe to study esoteric teachings in many disciplines. You own Glow Yoga and Wellness Studios. You are also the creator of Return to Spirit Yoga Retreats and an online yoga community called Glow Yoga Academy. You wear quite a few hats and are quite the busy woman. Where on earth do you find all the time to fit it in?
Yeah, I mean, that does sound like a lot.
It does.
And it is. But, you know, I think that everything naturally evolves as it's meant to. And because of that organic process, the time really doesn't mean what we think it does anyways. But
right.
Everything sort of fits in, you know, and one thing leads to the next. So, you know, the studios obviously were like the first thing that was created. And then from that came, you know, all kinds of different offerings. And I think that as I evolve and change, the studios and my offerings naturally evolve and change. It's, you know, you're when your vibration lifts, right, things start to open up for you in different ways. And
right.
You can spread that creativity and goodwill out to the world just naturally.
Yeah. Well, I think it also has to do with time management too. I was just talking with someone yesterday about this, and we all have the same amount of time in a day. And we were talking about how a lot of people make the excuse or use the excuse, I don't have time. And well, we all have the same amount of time in a day, and lots of people get lots of stuff done in a day. So it just, I think a lot of it also depends on time management, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, I find that for myself, as long as I am like spiritually sound every morning, so I have different routines that I do.
Yeah.
Pretty early to get those done. The time in the day, as long as it's scheduled and planned accordingly, it all seems to work out. But I think that when we're unbalanced in different areas in our life, it can create that unbalance with, you know, our time management and how we're tackling different things.
Right. What do you do to get balance? Can you give us a brief overview of your routine?
My daily routine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, it does change on a day-to-day basis, but essentially, I do like to work out. So aside from yoga, I do, a healthy workout in the morning. And then I do some Kundalini yoga, and that will fluctuate depending on the day. Right. Sometimes meditation, sometimes some breath work. All of that is probably about an hour and a half. And then the day begins with that, but then the rest of the day, you know, starts to unfold.
Yeah. So how did you get into yoga and why?
Oh my gosh. It's such an interesting, it's an interesting story, but it's not like an astounding story at all. I mean, I had found this article in a local paper it'll be like 14 years ago now.
Wow.
And it was advertising. Yeah, I know, time thing. It was advertising a local yoga studio, and it was hot yoga. And at that time it was, you know, sort of just really unfolding here. And I said to my boyfriend at the time, you know, let's let's go check this out. Let's go try this out. Like, I was a big runner. I was doing a lot of, cardio and things like that. So this was a totally different realm for me.
Mm-hmm.
And, I went to this class and everything just clicked. It was like, I was shocked it was almost like, I can say it was like a remembrance of something I had done before.
Yeah.
Over again. And I just knew that this was me. Everything about it was me. At the time, I was working in a corporate job that I didn't love. I didn't really love anything about the corporate world, but
yeah,
it was like, this is what I'm meant to do. And then like, as soon as I decided that, which is really what it takes, right? It takes that internal knowing and that synchronization, everything started changing.
Wow.
I went to that studio sometimes twice a day. I was doing like 90-minute classes. And, soon after I took my teacher training. So it was just really a rapid change from that.
You just fell in love with it.
Fell in love with it, like breath, body, everything connected, which is what it does, right? It's, when you can practice yoga, I mean, the true practice of yoga is uniting everything in your body, mind, and soul. It's to bring together that which has been apart. And there's no replacing that feeling, that connection feeling.
Right.
We're always searching for it. We search for it in different ways. But for me, that was what connected everything and sent me on the journey.
Amazing.
The right journey. Yeah.
How long have you been teaching yoga now then?
Oh, so geesh, I guess it would be about 12 years, coming up on 12 years.
Wow. So it was really shortly after you got hooked on yoga that you started teaching.
Yeah, I did.
Amazing.
I mean, yeah. I can't actually believe how long ago that was, but
time gets behind us, right?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Can you tell us a bit about your yoga studio, Glow Yoga and Wellness Studio?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can say that the studio, it was like a natural unfolding of my love and commitment to yoga. So because it changed my life so much, I wanted to extend an offering to the world to help other people change. I think that when it's interesting when you're working in a spiritual business, how, the two things don't really mix sometimes, but, my grandiose vision is to change lives. And, I originally started with a studio that we renovated on the property. So we've got like 10 acres here in Whitby, and it was like a horse barn.
Oh, okay.
And it's a really, really cool. So it's kind of set up, it's down into the trees and the nature of the backyard, and the top floor is like
beautiful.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. Really nice. Big windows, and the bottom floor has like treatment rooms and things like that. And that's really where the studio was born, was in that space.
Okay.
And yeah, it's Glow offers something for everyone. There's, every class, there's beginners, advanced, we've got everything to suit everyone's practice and to really meet them exactly where they are in their journey. I also offer teacher training. So,
cool.
that's, I've been doing that for 8 years, I believe now. And that's another path, that's a path that a lot of students will take, if not to teach yoga, but just to deepen their awareness of themselves.
Yeah.
So it's really a well-rounded studio with lots of different offerings.
The setting sounds absolutely beautiful and peaceful, and
wow, it is.
So how long?
Yeah, we've expanded out of that.
Pardon me?
We don't do classes out of that space anymore.
Okay.
Actually, that's more for like workshops and like special classes, things like that. We have a main studio on Brock Street in Whitby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how long has the studio been open, and how long have you been teaching out of there then?
So the studio will be 10 years old in November.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I really went from learning my yoga teacher training to teaching at a local gym. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really teach anywhere else for that long. I sort of went right into it.
Yeah. Go all in, right?
Yep.
That's amazing. I love that attitude, though. I mean, if you love something that much, you might as well go all in, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I think that, your vision changes, right?
Yeah.
When you see when you feel, and then you start to see what you're meant to do. It's like, there's just no other way.
Yeah, for sure.
That like second guessing and the doubt and things like that, just fades.
Yeah. It all just falls away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell us about the Return to Spirit yoga retreats?
Yeah, for sure. So I started those last year. We were holding them in Sedona, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been there?
No, I haven't. I've heard of it, but I've never been.
Yeah, so magical. It's the retreats, like the one that I hosted last year, was focused around tribal trance flow, and really it's like, a retreat is a deepening of your practice. Mm-hmm. It's an opportunity to go within, to not have any distractions, to eat really good, to be around like-minded people, and to learn from whoever it is that's leading the retreat. So, my intention for my retreats is to deepen students' learning of themselves, their commitment to themselves, the commitment to the practice.
Yeah.
Last year's was around my tribal trance flow. We did a lot of hiking in the mountains. The next one is June 2021. And, I'm still really planning out what that's going to be about, but it will definitely be transformational. That's for sure.
And that will be in Sedona as well?
That is in Sedona, yes.
So why did you choose Sedona as the location for your retreats?
Oh, I love Sedona. Sedona is very special to me. I had some spiritual awakenings happen there throughout the past 10 years. And it's such a special place. There's vortexes that exist there. Mm-hmm. So when you're hiking or even when you're just walking around that area, you're naturally infused with earth energy that's unlike anything you've ever experienced before. So you just start to feel so amazing. So that's one reason, because you naturally get elevated just from being in the environment.
Right.
And I just, I had some life-changing events that happened to me there. And the retreat that we did last year was another awakening. And I know a lot of people felt the same way about that space. So I'm continuing to have them there, at least for now.
I will definitely have to check it out. I'll have to make my travels there one day. What made
you won't regret it.
No. Okay. I'll take your word for it, Carol. I'm trusting you on this one. What made you decide to travel the globe studying teachings in different disciplines?
So, as I was saying about, the opportunity that retreating gives us, it's not so much that I was seeking that out, but there were a few teachers that really spoke to me from the U.S. One was Baron Baptiste, and the other one was Shiva Ray. And I feel that, when you have that igniting that a teacher gives you, or the discipline through that teacher, the teachings through that teacher offer you. Like for me, it was important to go and learn from them. And going away gave me the opportunity to really do some self-discovery work and to do some healing, and there's no distractions, right? Like you're not burdened with everyday life. So you're able to dig deeper into who you are and why you are the way you are. It was life-changing for me to go away on my own and study with teachers, for sure.
Awesome. Now, you also use your status and influence to bring awareness and support to women and children fleeing abusive situations. Can you tell us a bit about that and how long you've been doing that?
Yeah, for sure. So the past couple years, we've been offering a class at the studio called Heal.
Okay.
And yeah, the intention of the class is for the students to heal themselves, but to also send that vibration of healing energy to women who can't come to the studio. Mm-hmm. So there's a local shelter that I've been supporting called the Denise House. And I ask, that everyone gives an offering through that class, and then we give the donation to the class, to the Denise House after that workshop. It's about like a 90 minute class, and we work through, everyone comes in with an intention, and then you individually work through whatever it is you're looking to shift. I think it's really important to offer to the wider world healing. It really works. I mean, even if the money is one thing, the monetary stuff is one thing, but the intention for others to feel healed sends a vibration out. Mm-hmm. So we've been doing it for a while, but I mean, with COVID, it's been a little difficult.
Yeah. How did your involvement with all of that come about?
It's just something that I really felt that I wanted to do. It wasn't, it just kind of, I was just like, how can I offer more to people who can't get to the studio? And I think that it's such a great thing to do to help women become empowered and
it's amazing.
Recognize. Yeah, like there's another path, right? And if I can inspire and help someone in some way, then I feel that, I'm really, really living my dharma.
Absolutely. How long have you been working with this whole thing now?
A couple years now. It's been about 2 years that we've been doing it. Yeah. I
love it. I think it's amazing what you're doing. I think that's incredible.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a bit about the Glow Yoga community that you created?
Sure, yeah. I think it's pretty unique. I think we have a really unique community because it's like a little family, It doesn't mean that new people don't come in and start coming to classes and things like that. But there have been students that have been coming to Glow for 10 years.
Right.
And it's awesome because, you can go into a class and like have conversations with people. And I think it creates such a great foundation for people to build their practice out of, like this is my yoga family. I'm going to practice with my yoga family today. And it makes people feel really assured, and it helps them feel like they belong,
part of something bigger.
Yeah, completely. And I think that, that energy helps enliven the studio, and it like a draw for others. But you should come sometime. You'd love it.
I would love to check it out. I would love to. I mean, I've never done yoga or anything, but I've been thinking on getting into starting meditating and yoga, and so I will have to make my way out there for sure.
I love
maybe
that.
you can give me some tips and help with meditation as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I'd love to.
Awesome. So you're also an author, and you published your first book last year. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Called The Confidence Project. Tell us a bit about that.
Oh my gosh, that was a big journey for me. You know, the book is about building a great relationship with who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives people the opportunity to connect within, to take a look at your past, to start to really put the pieces together of maybe why, you know, you are the way you are, why you see things the way you see things. It looks at, you know, the positive, the negative, and everything in between. And it starts to bridge the gap that many of us feel, you know, and help people just heal in a natural, you know, no pressure way.
Yeah.
It's divided like into 3 parts. So there's like mind, body, spirit.
Okay.
There's also a focus on emotions. We look at the chakra system, and, you know, it's super important to understand that energetic system of the body and to know where you're thriving and where you're lacking. And throughout the book, you're given techniques and tips to help enliven those energy centers. So, you know, like I'm not sure how much you know about the chakras.
Not anything at all. I'm a novice completely.
But when they're aligned, you know, you start to naturally feel better, and you start to approach life from a more balanced perspective. And it's like simple things that you can do to help yourself feel better is really what the book is filled with. Okay. There's yoga routines, you know, I combine, my style of yoga is a little bit different. I combine like Kundalini, which is a very old form of yoga, and then, you know, regular flow yoga, and then just different energy work to help you feel completely balanced from the inside out. And, you know, I include those in the book for people.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Where can people find the Confidence Project book?
So it is online, Amazon.
Okay.
It's on Amazon. You can go to carolbaxter.ca and reach it there. And then actually I just heard from Chapters, and 5 chapter stores surrounding me have actually ordered them for stores. So
amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks so much. I was so excited to get that
news.
I'm
sure, and so you should be. What made you decide to sit down and write a book, and where did the inspiration for the book come from?
Well, I would say the inspiration came from my own journey. And really recognizing that I had never been taught how to have a good relationship with myself. And I don't think a lot of people are. Right. You know, I don't think we grow up learning about that. I think, you know, especially women, I think we grow up learning how to please others.
Yes.
And somewhere along the way, we get a little bit lost. So I wanted to inspire other women to embark on a better relationship with who they are. You know, because once you can do that, and once you begin putting your own self first, like in the sense of, you know, taking care of you, giving yourself what you truly need and crave, then everything in your life starts to respond to that new frequency of energy and relationship which you have created. You know, it's like when you, and I think that we have like some reverse thinking that goes on in society, right, surrounding that. It's not a selfish thing. It's a beautiful thing to take care of yourself and, you know, offer yourself what you truly need and desire. Like, you know, what fills your heart up. And when you start doing that, I mean, it can just be like, you know, something you do 5 minutes every single day, but it's still serving you. Yeah. It enlightens you. And then, you know, your relationships get better. You know, your boundaries start to evolve, and you start really just living from a different space inside of you.
Well, everything else starts to flourish as a result of you looking after yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Which is amazing. And then when people start seeing it, they're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I do this, you know, years ago, which doesn't matter. because all that matters
I should have done this years ago.
yeah. But all that matters is now.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you're also known to use a unique blend of yoga, dance, freeform movement, and meditation in your teachings. Can you explain a bit about your teaching methods?
Sure. That's a good question. How I teach yoga evolves based on my own evolvement. Mm-hmm. So as I learn and change and grow, so does the form of teaching that I'm offering. Because I believe as a great teacher, you can only offer what you experience. And if you're evolving, it's never the same. So, that has really been a pattern for me over the past decade. And I've recently, the past couple of years, I've created this tribal trance flow dance class, which involves some meditation, some energy balancing work, freeform dance movement, some yoga, and even some shaking. There's an element of shaking in that class, which helps to release, deep pockets of old energy that you've stored in the body. Okay. And, it's a pretty amazing class. It takes you to a completely different place if you let it, if you really start to let the mind go and dive into your body and, how you truly feel, that class is transcending for
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it is. It's and you crave it after a while because it's like you're letting go of the 3D world. You're letting go of your expectations, how you see things, your judgments. I really encourage throughout the class, like through my language, to let go of that stuff. And then the more you absorb that and let that be, the freer you become. And we ultimately are free, right? Yeah. So at the base of us, our base frequency is bliss. Our base frequency is freedom. It's just a matter of releasing the fluctuations of the mind, the barriers of the mind that keep us thinking that we are not free. So when you engage in this class that I teach, the goal or the essence of the class is to be free, just to be free.
Interesting. It sounds very interesting. I'm very intrigued.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try.
Are there any specific tools or books that have really helped you on your journey?
Yeah, the very first yoga book that I ever read was Autobiography of a Yogi. And I've actually been called to read that again. So I've just started reading that. But I read this book and I remember thinking like, oh my God, like my eyes were blown open through this book. And yeah, I recommend that to everyone. Everyone should read that book. Another book that I read when I began this journey was The Celestian Prophecy by James Redfield.
Yep, I've heard of it.
Yeah, awesome book. And anything Robin Sharma, I love his stuff. I really do. It's just got, they all have great messages within them.
I just got turned on to him yesterday, actually. We were talking, as you and I were talking before we came on and started the recording, the 5 a.m. Club, and then another person told me about The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari.
Yes, it's an excellent book. Excellent book.
I will check that. I'm going to check out the 5 a.m. Club and The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari and see what that's all about.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think about The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari.
I will definitely do that. What do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that's helped you become successful?
My drive and determination to keep learning and unfolding. And from that comes this deep desire to lead others down a similar path that I've traveled and experienced.
I love it.
I want to help people remember who they are.
That's awesome. To date, what would you say is your biggest high or your greatest win?
Publishing my book, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then, from that, I was on CTV Your Morning this year, and that was a big deal for me. Yeah. Yeah, it was. But I think that definitely publishing my book and launching that into the world was just a great feeling inside.
How long did it take you to write the book?
It took me 2 years to write that. Yeah.
Do you see yourself writing another one?
I am actually writing one right now.
Oh, look at that. Awesome. You're hooked. I love it.
I'm definitely a writer, that's for sure.
Do you have a working title for it, or can you tell us a bit about what it's about?
I don't have a title for it yet. It is partially fiction, partially not.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what genre that fits in, but it's about an unfolding, a woman's unfolding into Kundalini energy.
Huh?
So it's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Interesting, for sure. Well, keep us apprised to how your part. Maybe we'll have to have you back, and once the book is ready to launch, and we can maybe time your episode with the launch of the new book.
Oh, I'd love that. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Bob.
No problem. What is the most exciting or inspirational part of your career, would you say?
Seeing other people change. Seeing students awaken, in my teacher training program, that's so dear to my heart. Like seeing people come in September and how they leave in March is completely different, on so many different levels. And that's what fills my soul up is witnessing that, being a witness for that.
Well, knowing that you had a hand in that change, it's got to feel incredible.
Yeah, it does. It feels like I'm doing my work,
What are some of the challenges you faced early on in your business, and how did you overcome them?
Oof, that's another podcast. I think initially, because the studio wasn't on a main road, right? So it was, it's in our backyard, basically. Spreading the word was difficult. Yeah. Social media wasn't as strong. It was still there, but it wasn't as strong as it is today. And, there was still the flyer thing that was kind of going on. So, oh yeah. So, that's where I had a little bit of trouble was getting the word out, but it naturally unfolded. The best thing you can do as a studio owner is put your heart and soul and your energy into what you're offering. And when people feel that, they spread the word and more people start coming, and that's the best advertisement, I think, is just,
for sure. You can't beat it. Hands down. You cannot beat it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I had done a Groupon, which was
I think we've all tried those with our businesses.
Oh gosh, the worst ever. But I did gain a couple students that have stayed with me all this time from that. So it was definitely worth it. I would just say that was probably the biggest challenge was getting the word out and my patience. I learned a lot about patience owning a business. And that's one thing that you have to embrace is just be patient, just keep
absolutely.
doing what you're doing.
Because you can never get it built as quickly as you really want it to happen. You always feel like things aren't happening quickly enough. And when is this going to take off? And when are things going to start picking up? You do definitely have to learn patience 100%.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm still learning that.
Yeah, it's a tough lesson for sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
What was a turning point in your life and how did it affect you?
So taking that yoga class, that my initial yoga class, was the turning point. And I believe that my daughter was a gift from that opening. So It was like I discovered what I was meant to do. And then a year later, I was pregnant.
Wow.
So I feel that combination was meant to happen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What makes you feel inspired or like your best self?
My morning routines.
Yeah.
Yep. And just, being able to connect to myself on a deep level before I put myself out into the world for the day.
I love it.
If there's something which is very rare, but if something happens where I'm not able to do that, I'm not my best self.
Interesting. I guess you get so into that routine, right? It just becomes part of you.
Yeah. And it elevates you. It cleans your energy, because the thing is, everything is energy. Everything's energy. So if you're still carrying yesterday's sludge, how can you be yourself today? Right?
True,
so
very true. I like that. I like the way you put that.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to work out the sludge so that you can be an empty vessel for creation and manifestation and everything that you want your day to be. Right. So I go back a lot to the statement, leave everything better than you found it, including your mind, including your body, including your spirit. Right. Like, clean it, just like you clean your teeth and everything else that you do every day. Clean the vessel, and your days start to become so much better, so much clearer.
Love it. What sound or noise do you love?
So I love mourning doves. I love them. I also love wind chimes. And we have quite a few around our property. And I just think they're just so magical. I don't know. I just love them. They're peaceful and harmonious. And I just love them.
Just a beautiful sound.
Yeah, it's natural.
Yeah. What do you feel most grateful for in your life?
The most grateful for? Well, I think they kind of go. I'm most grateful for my family, but I'm also equally grateful that I'm able to live my dharma, that I'm able to do what I'm meant to do in this lifetime. I've found it.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people don't have that fortune in terms of finding something that they absolutely love to do and making the jump to actually pursue it. I mean, some people figure it out, but they never quite pursue it for whatever reason. They get in. I think a big part of why people don't do what they love or do what they want to do in life is we get in our own way. Our thoughts stop us, and then outside noise, of course. But I think we are our own problem. Always.
It's your world is your creation. So it's your dream is your dream. All the characters, everyone in it is what you've created. So, I talk about this a lot when I used to see a lot of coaching clients, and it was just like, if you don't like your dream, you need to change your dream.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a simple statement, but it's in truth, I mean, that's what it comes down to.
You're right. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people don't have the courage to. And again, we get in our own way so often. Fear is a huge thing, right? It's hard to overcome that sometimes.
It's oh gosh, I know. It's a tough.
It is. But you have to find the courage. I mean, why would you want to live a life of unhappiness and misery? hate going into that office and working 9 to 5, 5 days a week. If you're miserable, why continue doing it?
I know. I completely agree with you. It's, you know, and then it's like, there's so many layers to that, right? Because eventually, you know, your body starts rejecting it and you get anxiety and stress, and then you're at the doctor's office, and, you know, it's just an interesting situation for a lot of people. And
it is, for sure.
You know, exactly what you said is true about fear. You know, like, if you can release the fear, connect with who you are on the inside, then those decisions become easier. So it
becomes clearer, right? Your path becomes clearer.
Yeah, totally.
How would you describe yourself in one word?
Determined.
Determined? Okay.
Yeah, determined.
If you could hold on to one memory from your life forever, which one would it be?
Oh, the birth of my daughter, for sure.
Yeah.
Seeing her little face. Yeah. For the first time. Yeah, absolutely.
And how old's your daughter now?
She's 12.
See, again, time flies, eh? I bet it doesn't feel that long.
No, it doesn't feel that long. And I mean, yeah, it's amazing how fast she's grown. Crazy.
How would you like to be remembered, Carol?
As someone who inspired and taught others to live their best life, you know, to take one small step into a new way of viewing themselves and the world around them.
I love it. That's beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
What does the word empowerment mean to you?
It means, empowerment means being connected to the place inside of you that is untouchable. So it's the place that you live and breathe from. It holds your intuition, your strength, you know, your true perception. It's something that can't be touched, but lives and breathes the strength of who you are. And when you come from that place, you come from empowerment.
I love that meaning.
Thanks.
What would you say is one of your favorite quotes?
So one of my teachers his name is Ram Dass. He's passed now, but one of his quotes is, "It's important to expect nothing, to take every experience, including the negative ones, as merely steps on the path, and to proceed."
That's awesome.
Isn't it?
It is. It's so amazing.
All, at the end, it's like it's all neutral. Mm-hmm. It's just evolving us to the next level.
Yeah.
You know?
That's beautiful. I love it. What is the first thing you notice about a person?
Their energy.
Okay.
So I'm able to get a real sense of a person just by being around them, like being in their presence.
Yeah.
Their aura. I can pick on their aura very, very easily. And I used to be able to do that when I was younger, but the more the past 14 years or so, that's really become a strong sense of mine. Mm-hmm. So I would say I can read energy pretty well.
Okay. If you had 24 hours left on Earth, what would you do with that 24 hours?
I would spend it with my family and my pets.
What pets do you have?
We have a dog. She's part Saint Bernard.
A big one.
And we have a cat. Yes, she's a big girl. Yeah. And we have a cat.
Okay. What do you like to do when you aren't working?
Well, I don't feel like what I do is working.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when I'm not, teaching, I would say reading.
Yeah.
I love to read, and yeah, I absolutely love reading about new things. So that would be my favorite pastime.
Do you have any guilty pleasures?
I certainly do.
Let's hear about them.
Coffee and lots of popcorn. Those are my two guilty pleasures.
Okay.
The air popped you make it at home, and you can make it in all different ways.
Yeah. Okay. If you could be any animal in the world, what animal would you be and why?
Well, that's easy. It would be a tiger.
Okay.
And that's because there's some history to that. But,
okay.
It's definitely a power animal that I work with and have worked with since I was really little.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some past life stuff with me and the tiger.
Okay.
So I was born with a tiger. Yeah. I'm very connected to tigers.
Okay. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
I would tell myself to stay true to who you are, to trust your inner knowing, and not to make decisions to make other people happy.
I like that. That's simple and important, an important lesson, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you define success? What does that word mean to you?
Success is when whatever you're doing fills your soul up so much that there's no longing for something else.
I like it.
When you know whatever you're doing in life is like soul filling, and you know what that feels like.
Yeah.
Right? It's like I'm filled up. That's success.
Yeah. My heart is full.
Yeah.
Do you have any big projects that you're currently working on or coming down the pike, aside from the book, that you'd like to share?
So I don't have anything that I'd like to announce right now. I am working on a program that's a little bit more intense, and it's not a teacher training per se. It's more of a personal involvement program, but I don't have a lot of details on that just yet. But The next time we talk, I will for sure.
Excellent. And lastly, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, what would that last 30 seconds sound like?
You are 100% unique. Really sit with that. There is no one like you. Not now, ever, or ever again. That is powerful in itself. That means that you have a purpose, and you must take time every day to discover the magical soul that you are. The more you explore your vast inner world and gain clarity of your journey, you will see the process of your becoming. But watch for fear. It's sneaky and presents as anything that can hold you back. Live from the fear, and you will only survive. But live from your soul, and you will ignite the creator within. You will become alive.
That's awesome. I love that. That's beautiful.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Carol, thank you so much for agreeing to be part of my podcast, be here and share a bit about your story and your journey and what you do and your mission in life. And it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. And I appreciate you taking the time to share with me and with the audience. And I would love, honestly, to have you back once you've got that second book ready to go, and we can talk about that and where you are with your yoga studio and your teachings. And I will definitely have to take you up on coming out to your studio and have you teach me about yoga and meditation, and I would love to come out there and be part of that.
I would love that, Brad. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a real honor to be on your podcast, and I really appreciated our great conversation.
Thank you. It's been an honor to have you here as part of this collective that I'm trying to grow and share all the stories of you amazing women out there. So I appreciate you, and it's an honor for me for you to have agreed to be part of this whole podcast and this movement I'm trying to create.
Oh, it's amazing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Once again,
you're welcome.
Once again, my name is Brad Walsh, host of your Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest was Carol Baxter. She is a yoga teacher, speaker, and author based in Whitby, Ontario. Thanks again, Carol. I hope you have an amazing day today, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Brad. You too.
Thank you. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca and follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.